So for the second year in a row, I've had the pleasure of attending the Raptors home opener here in the 6, and I've got some quick thoughts just based on the game. Could you call them overreactions? Maybe a little bit, maybe not. We'll find out one way or another, right? What's up everybody, it's JJ Buckets. I've pretty much told you what we're doing in this video, and the only other thing to say is just make sure you're leaving a like on this video if you enjoy it, and if you're new here and by the end you think, gee, maybe I should subscribe for more videos, don't hesitate, just hit that button. So the Raptors caught a bit of a break early on because Darius Garland, because of an eye injury apparently, just left the game and was not coming back. Hopefully he's going to be alright. You hate to see a talented young player like that be out for an extended time, but I mean, eye is not the most serious thing, hopefully, so again, hope he's fine. But yeah, Raptors caught a little bit of a break, and despite that though, still ended up, I think, in what was a very classic Raptors game of just like a nail biter where, you know, they really had the, I don't want to say anxiety, but they really had your heart racing. Well, actually, I mean, yeah, to an extent, I guess that would be anxiety, but yeah, towards the end of the game. Regardless, it was a great game played. A couple of major thoughts I had on the actual game itself was, number one, the offense did look a little sloppy, but I want to say that's to be expected, you know, from this early in the season. I mean, it's literally game one, right? So you would expect your offense to be a little sloppy. You would expect guys to still be getting back into the rhythm of things. And there was just some times where like offensive sets just really looked like they were lacking a little bit of cohesion for sure. Balls were fumbled around and stuff like that. Like the dribbling wasn't airtight by any means. In a good amount of spots there by individuals and by players. But again, like these are things that get cleaned up, hopefully, at the very least. But these are things that get cleaned up as the season goes along. So I'm not too panicked about it. And especially because the one thing and the main takeaway here that, you know, I would have from this video is no matter what the circumstances this year, no matter who the Raptors are playing, they will have a chance in every single game they play because of their defense. I mean, shocker, right? Like, it's the Raptors. Like, who could have seen that coming? But in all seriousness, like, the Raptors defense really held them in this game. Anytime that the Raptors needed that energy, needed that run, needed a spark to really spin the game, turn the tables, and especially down the stretch late in that game, the thing that really ended up winning that game for them, in my opinion, well, one of two things, but this being the bigger thing, was really the defense. Again, the energy was there, and whatever they were lacking in terms of offensive cohesion, they more than made up for with just their defense, the great switches, and just being able to cover up mistakes as soon as they happened. I mean, a huge part of that, I think, goes to OG Anunoby, who's just, he's the eraser, so to speak, defensively, where mistakes are made, and if OG's on the court, I guarantee you they will somehow be covered up by his electric and just talented IQ and capabilities on the defensive end. And the other thing here that I think really helped the Raptors and really aided the Raptors in their cause of getting that win is, in spite of the sloppy offense, and don't get me wrong, he had a few sloppy moments here and there himself, Pascal Siakam really is the driving force and the engine and the clear-cut, bona fide, obviously, number one on this team, and he looked really good last night. Again, there was a couple of instances, you know, of just turnovers that ended up being a little sloppy, or again, like dribbles that didn't really end up going his way. But overall, Pascal Siakam looked great. I really enjoyed the fact that when he got mismatches onto smaller guys like Donovan Mitchell, he really didn't hesitate about just getting that ball, especially in the half court, which again, we know the half court sets are a problem for the Toronto Raptors. He really did not hesitate about identifying the mismatch immediately and looking at him like barbecue chicken alert and just going and trying to get that bucket, and in a lot of cases getting that bucket. You know, Pascal Siakam was great on the offensive end in that. He really helped, you know, get the Raptors moving in stages where otherwise, you know, they were maybe lacking a little bit of firepower. Maybe not firepower, so to speak, but again, actual execution, because firepower-wise, I think the Raptors have a good team. But yeah, Siakam really helped on the offensive end. OG and, you know, was the catalyst for the Raptors on the defensive end. And overall, I do believe what the Raptors showed you in this opening game, which again, take it for what you will, game one overreaction, stuff like that. But I truly do think, for all the talk of how competitive the Eastern Conference is, the Raptors tonight showed that they will be able to hang with anybody at any given night because they have enough to, at the very worst, be a very, very, very annoying team to play every single game for any single matchup this season. A couple of quick thoughts here on the bench too, which obviously wasn't super productive in terms of points and stuff like that. And obviously you had guys missing there with Chris Boucher and Otto Porter Jr. not playing the game. I think you got some good minutes is the word, out of Christian Koloko, defensively in particular. Obviously, his selling point when he was drafted was his defensive capabilities, I think. And while obviously he's not perfect and he's a rookie and he's still got plenty to learn, there were a lot of encouraging moments, I believe, with what he can do just with his size alone in terms of protecting the basket. So you got some good minutes out of Koloko. And the other main takeaway in terms of bench minutes from this game, at least, is it seems like Delano Banton has the trust of Nick Nurse to be that kind of de facto, I guess, backup point guard, which, again, for the Malachi truthers out there, it doesn't seem like he's out of the doghouse. And it looks like Banton is going to get that opportunity at the very least. What he makes of it, we'll find out, as the season goes along. That more or less does it for me. Those are my quick thoughts from, getting a chance to watch the game and both obviously watch it live. What do you folks think? Give me your quick thoughts. Give me your opinions on what you saw from the Raptors in night one, whether or not you're excited for this team, what you thought the issues were, what you thought the exciting parts of what we saw from the team were. You get the idea. Drop it all below in the comment section. Other than that, folks, reiterating the usual drill. If you're still watching this video, you like the video, so just hit that like button. It does me a huge favor. The algorithm loves it, and I really appreciate it every time you folks do it. Other than that, subscribe to the channel if you're still watching. Plenty of content on the way. Again, the season is starting. I'm very excited. This should be a great Raptors season, and I would love to have you here with me for the duration of it. It's been JJ Buckets. It's been a real one, and I will see everybody next time.